only do these guys give you the best Jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're going to talk to Joel Lorenzi coming up here momentarily. Apparently, he's just getting home from Summer League, just rolling off the plane. So we'll get to him when he's available to us. Nothing like rolling down the concourse doing a radio hit coming back from Summer League. I bet he's exhausted.
Getting off the plane in Vegas is one of my bottom 5 favorite feelings on the planet.
Why?
That heat wall that hits you, the dryness, and it's 1,000,000,000 degrees. Even and I've always, I think every time I've flown into Vegas, it's been after a radio show. So we'll do a show. We have to get down there for Media Day or Vegas or Summer League, or I should say, whatever it is. I get down there. It's dark out. I'm like, cool. It shouldn't be 115 degrees. But it's Las Vegas, and it's always 115 degrees. And I've only ever gone in June or July.
You should really pick a different month.
I should
to
pick
go.
a different month, but I don't get to design when they do Big 12 or Pac-12 Media Day.
Yeah, well, find another reason.
Okay.
There's many shows.
Sure, there is.
I didn't know if you know this, but they have concerts.
There's other things going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This also probably is why I have a jaded view of Las Vegas.
I would say, now I most identify this sensation with Atlanta because I feel like I fly through Atlanta a lot. Atlanta is just as bad.
Okay.
When you get on the jetway, and it's not just the heat, but it's also the air around you weighs 1,000 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden you're covered in sweat,
Yeah,
and
you're
all you did
swimming out of this airport.
all you did was walk up the ramp.
Yes.
Just as jarring. But I know what you're talking about.
But on the flip side, one of my favorite feelings on the planet, which I'm sure a lot of people hate, is landing in Salt Lake City and getting to this paper thin air when we get off the plane here, and the freshness I feel like our air has because it is so thin and I'm used to it, as opposed to breathing air in Orlando, Atlanta, where anywhere if you come from the South, that's so either humid or hot. I love getting back to Salt Lake City and feeling the crispness of the air, even in the middle of summer.
The worst one for me, and this is because the last whatever years I've taken the chance to take a vacation during All-Star break, which is in February. There's nothing like going somewhere. We did Maui one year.
Warm or tropical.
Warm or tropical, and then you take the red eye back, and then it's 9 a.m. in Salt Lake, and you walk out the door because I volunteered to go get the car at the garage.
It's 29 degrees.
For Maui, it was like 8.
Yeah.
And, it's like hours ago. I was in shorts.
Yeah.
Like
Sun was
75,
out.
76.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
And now my teeth are chattering. That one, not my favorite.
Yeah.
All right. As we mentioned, he covers the NBA and the Bulls specifically for The Athletic. We believe he's just landed, coming home from Summer League. He's Joel Lorenzi with us back here on the Jake and Ben Show. Joel, how are you?
I'm good. I am on the tarmac as we speak.
Oh, wow. Very nice of you to join us as soon as you are when you've got still so many other things going on. Well, okay, you've been in Vegas. You've been taken in the Summer League. This is a historic class. I mean, this class is already, and we'll see, but already seems to be living up to the hype. The top 4 players have been excellent. There have been some other big performances. Yaxel Lindeborg has looked really good early on as well. What did you make of what you've seen so far in Vegas and Summer League overall?
Yeah, it is this sweltering circus of overreaction. We know that. But I will say, any overreaction for these top 4 guys feels warranted, man. I'm hearing whispers in the gym. Obviously, I was at every Bulls game in person because I'm covering Caleb Wilson closely, and I'm hearing whispers throughout the gym, maybe he should have went number 1, and then on another night, it's maybe Darryn Peterson should have went over AJ Dybantsa, and then AJ Dybantsa, to me, outplays Darryn Peterson when they face off, and he gets to the free throw line 10 times or whatever, and people are like, okay, maybe AJ Dybantsa was justified in going number 1. It's just this constant shift, and it's been fun to follow, man. I mean, I think the consensus is that all 4 of these guys are going to change the game for their franchise.
A sweltering cesspool of overreaction.
Yeah.
I am going to remember that line because that sums up
Tagline for our show.
exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, no, that's a
Sports
a great
radio
point.
overall.
Well, on that note, with that in mind, give us your first impression of Caleb Wilson. We saw him go up against the Jazz. A lot of people were surprised about him shooting the ball, but what'd you think?
I got to say, guys, I don't think I've ever covered a player like this. And I've covered MVPs. I've covered, like, really unique personalities, man. And I just think the combination of, like, age and emotional intelligence and, like just detonation, like, as a orator, like, this guy, like, every time he talks, the tweet's getting 10,000 likes. Like, the guy just, he really talks his talk, man. And like, the sound bites from this past week, like, when people were stunned that he could shoot after that first game, he's like, well, I don't know if you guys watch college basketball, but we ran the Carolina break. Like, they didn't let me shoot. Like, I always been this. And then he comes out yesterday and he's saying, well, you know I didn't get to play against AJ Dybantsa and Darryn Peterson, and I can't speak for them, but I enjoy basketball. I love this bleep, and there was no way I was going to not play a back-to-back. And so he's a fiery quote, and as a player, we're looking at a guy. I mean, I think the Bulls firmly believe across the board that he's going to be their franchise player, and rightfully so. I mean, at his height, I think he can be a guy with his rare skill set where he could both handle in the pick and roll and set in the pick and roll. He seems to have his comfortability with shooting off the dribble. He lives above the rim. I mean, the guy had the craziest dunk maybe of Summer League. Not even maybe. He for sure had the craziest dunk of Summer League. What am I talking about? And so, like, he just has this rare skill set where it feels like he's coming to save them. I don't know. Maybe that's hyperbolic. It feels that way.
So covering the Jazz is interesting culturally in the NBA. Every year there is a question, and the higher you get in the draft, the seemingly more pertinent the question is, is this guy going to be happy playing in Utah? We heard it a lot with Darryn Peterson. We heard it a lot last year with Ace Bailey. Are they going to fit culturally? They went to a big college. Are they going to want to go live in a small city, et cetera, et cetera? Chicago is a different animal. It's a major city. It's a cool market.
Yeah.
The shadow of Michael Jordan, I have to imagine, still lingers enormously large there, despite the fact that Michael seems to want nothing to do with the NBA anymore. How does that get talked about with players and how they can handle the culture of Chicago or the Bulls, or what are some of the key markers people are looking for?
Well, you would think it's a benefit for them, right? Then again, historically, in free agency, when free agency was more prominent, it didn't exactly help them. LeBron wasn't wooed by the lake, I suppose. But, like, it is still attractive. And when players get there, I would push back on, like, that notion that like, people don't want to go to Utah for that stuff. Because when players are in the city, let's take it a regimen, like, players are cool with living in OKC so long as, like, it contributes to their development. And certainly OKC does, I'll tell you that. But, like, Chicago, yes, like, there's this looming, I mean, part of my use of saving the Bulls in this sort of dreadful 30 years since Michael Jordan is the fact that Michael Jordan once existed in his place, and he's left behind one of the largest shadows of legacy in sports. And I think the great thing about Caleb Wilson and the franchise, I imagine certainly feels this way, is that he's leaning into all of that. He understands the proximity to that North Carolina to Chicago pipeline. And he's not afraid to use the word GOAT. He's not afraid to evoke Michael Jordan's name. Like, he wants to lean into all this. He wants to be great. He wants to be elite. So I think while it is a component, it's one he certainly leaned into.
I've covered a few summer leagues, and I always thought the most fun part was that the entire NBA world was in one place, and there was always buzz about something, rumors going around or people talking about, whatever the topic of the day. So I'm curious, what was the buzz like this year at Summer League, and what were people talking about?
If I have to hear about LeBron anymore, frankly, I think I'm going to cut off my ears. So I've stopped following that storyline. But I think people generally are talking about how these top 4 guys are going to shape the league. I think people are talking about the sort of new balance of power in the East because the East is pretty much got loaded overnight. And yeah, like the top 4 was really like the thing I heard the most. I mean, obviously I'm in the gym most frequently with Caleb Wilson, so I think the way those guys look, like I remember talking to somebody about AJ Dybantsa after that night. He played Darryn Peterson, and the conversation I had with him was like, if the guy is gonna get to the line as frequently as he did then, like the guy is gonna be a top 50 player maybe in the next 3 years. And that's nothing of like, well, I don't even think Caleb Wilson had played by then. And so like these guys are clearly gonna shift. It feels like the dynamic of power. Utah's expected to be good next year. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is because of Darryn Peterson. Darryn Peterson is this great prospect. He's, equally good on the ball as he is off the ball. I mean, I thought some of the criticism in the offseason and pre-draft is like overblown. I mean, we're talking about the guy and his relationship with Korea team, man. Like if you describe the sort of archetype he had entering pre-draft, this 6'5", 6'6" guard who can play on and off the ball, throw lobs, you can keep the ball in his hands the entire game if you want to. But by the way, at Kansas, because of his weird situation, they started using him off the ball, and that's become a huge feature of his game. If you describe that guy to anybody in the past however many drafts, that guy probably goes number 1. And yet man, people overthink this stuff, man. I think the thoughts flew out of the window of the building of Thomas and Mack this past week. That was my takeaway.
I think people in the West are still looking at Wemby, obviously, and he hasn't gotten close to his prime, and it looks like he's going to have a real chance to dominate this side of the NBA for the foreseeable future. Because the Knicks just won, because Boston suddenly doesn't seem to have a competent or working front office, how's the East being viewed right now? There was the decade where LeBron dominated and went to the finals every year, and it was just kind of a wasteland around him. I've got to imagine there's a lot of excited front offices, coaches, players in the East that this is winnable. You can go out there and make some noise in the East now, and it actually matters.
Absolutely. I think people are waiting to see, and I think it's unlikely, but people are waiting to see if LeBron goes to Philly, right? Because I think assuming that happens, because they got better once they got Jaylen Brown. I want to be on the record saying that, but assuming that happens, like they're tier 1 of the East, which is like a different ball game. And if he does go to Cleveland, like I don't think Cleveland enters tier 1, but they're certainly more serious than they were last year, right? So that's another juggernaut. And Philly without LeBron is really good. Boston, I know it's not sexy what they did. A lot of people will say that they're on the losing end of that deal. I don't disagree. But I do still think they're going to be good and in the mix. Maybe not tier 1. I don't think they've been tier 1 since that finals run. But they are still very much a threat. Washington is expected to be a serious team. And I don't know how they're going to figure this thing out with, obviously you draft AJ Dybantsa to put him on the ball, to give him the ball. And they're saying they're going to put Trae Young off the ball. I'll wait and see the viability of that. But, regardless, they have pieces to be in the mix. I can name you 5, 6, 7 teams right now. Toronto, we'll see what happens with Kawhi, man. That is something I definitely don't want to touch. But, if they are able to complete this transaction, they are immediately serious. There's a number. This is as good as the East has been, in theory, in a long time, frankly. Maybe since LeBron ran the table. It's been a long time. I can't even think of the last time, frankly. The East is good.
How do you think Walker Kessler fits with the Lakers?
Yeah, I think what you're seeing, because they've got a weird team, man, and I don't know that the potential of adding Jonathan Kuminga really moves me personally, but I do think they've sort of once they knew LeBron was not going to be part of the future plans, I think they decided that they need to build a team that sort of historically adheres more to the Luka Doncic template, like what Luka Doncic has been successful with, right? Because you give Luka the pieces, and he will make it happen. He is such a ceiling raiser and floor raiser, man. I don't think this Lakers team as constructed is better than the Dallas group they had, even though that Dallas group, their finals run, I thought was that's kind of like a momentum thing. But they were a good team. I don't think this Lakers team is better. That said, Walker Kessler gives him one of the better defensive centers he's played with. Maybe not the same like lob pick and roll threat that Derek Lively was, and they certainly don't have like 48 minutes of a center rotation, which is what Luka in the past has worked best with like Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Like, they're going to need another guy as talented as Kessler. But he's off the top of my mind, I can't think of maybe I'm missing somebody pretty obvious, but it seems like the best shot blocker he's played with, which is like you need stuff like that to play with Luka Doncic's shortcomings. I mean, look, like, there are players better than Luka Doncic. There are not many. But the league at the place it's at, you need every advantage, man. So I don't like the value of the asset and the deal they got him on and what they gave him, what they gave up to get him. Like, I thought that was a little ridiculous. But like, he's a good player, and I think he will help Luka Doncic out.
Joel, you're so nice to join us on the tarmac, man, above and beyond. We really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, as always. And we're going to bug you again soon, so we appreciate it.
Bug me whenever. I appreciate you guys.
There you go. That's Joel Lorenzi joining us from The Athletic, covers the NBA, and then specifically the Bulls.
Very good stuff, as always, from Joel. You know, you and I have, obviously, because of our jobs, and just it is one of the things you and I like a little bit more about sports than maybe everybody, or than some people even in this job. But team building is really interesting to us. Both of us really like the team building aspect of it, and it's this funny thing with Luka. You can't afford to waste him by not having an archetype like Walker Kessler behind him. So as a result, you're almost forced to overpay for that archetype. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's worth whatever you pay for him. You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
You have to have Derek Lively.
Well,
did you need to draft Derek Lively 10th overall to have him?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I will add to this, and Joel alluded to this a little bit when evaluating Walker Kessler's game. He's not necessarily the fit for Luka historically, because he's not a roller, or he has not been. He has not been with the Jazz. That has not been. Derek Lively, and Joel said it, was really good at rolling to the hoop and catching lobs. That's not Walker Kessler's game. Now, he's good at standing behind bad defenders and cleaning up messes, so that's a fit.
And he will catch some lobs, but he's not the best lob catcher in the league.
That's not really. He doesn't even really fit the prototype, and they still overpaid just to have, because Luka has to have a center. And DeAndre Ayton was not that center. And
we've seen this reverse engineered as well, and teams overpay in a sense, though I don't think it was a terrible trade, but the Timberwolves got Rudy Gobert and realized we need somebody who can throw him a lob, so we got to go get Mike Conley. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was the exact inverse of what the Lakers have to do, is we have to go get a lob threat for Luka. The Timberwolves said we have to get somebody to throw lobs to Rudy, otherwise Rudy is worthless offensively. So you end up overpaying for these guys who fit this specific role. Now, it does open up other aspects of these players, but you're trying to put Band-Aids on flaws that you have elsewhere.
All right, stay tuned. More next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
We all have routines. I'm Jabron, and with diabetes, mine was finger sticks. Sometimes I skip them because they hurt. The Freestyle Libre 3CGM changed that. It gives me glucose insights without finger sticks. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
Finger sticks are required if your glucose alarms or readings do not match symptoms, or when you see check blood glucose symbol for the first 12 hours. The views expressed should not be used for medical diagnosis or treatment as a substitute for professional medical advice. Individual circumstances may vary. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down. Emo skater Ben with a devious grin. Jake rolls his eyes, lets out a sigh within. rules had feelings, they'd probably cry. Ben's chaos just makes them fly. What you got Wednesday? What's the deal?
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. If you're new to the show, every week Ben and I go head-to-head on 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related, one not. And then we throw it out on the TalkSnap Pro vote. We didn't do it last week. Do we want to go back the week before, or should we just split it?
The week before, I think Ben was in New York, so I filled in for that one.
Okay.
Or maybe
Did these get posted?
no.
All right, here's the thing.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. No, let's just restart.
You get the number 1 pick in one of the drafts. Which one do you want?
Christian, you pick.
Let's give Ben number 1 in the sports one.
Okay.
All right, and so I get number 1 in non-sports.
Okay.
I'm kind of stoked about that. I'd probably rather have number 1 in non-sports. All right, what is our sports-related topic today?
Sports draft today. Best boring athletes.
Maybe not even best boring athletes, just
Select boring
the
athletes.
most boring athletes. Who are the most boring athletes of all time? And off the air, when we were discussing this, you brought up the name, which I think is the obvious number 1 overall pick. He's as exciting as a box of carpet samples. He is my favorite player of all time, and that's Tim Duncan.
Super boring.
But boring.
His game was boring. His personality is boring.
Here's how you know he's boring, is if you go back and watch his highlights, everyone says, I guess he's a little more athletic than I thought. But it's because his game was so boring, it's not littered with great highlights historically.
Yeah.
There are a lot of guys who are much better for a 4-minute YouTube highlight package than Tim Duncan, but Tim Duncan is a couple of missed free throws by either Kawhi Leonard or Manu Ginobili from matching Jordan of 6 titles and 6 trips to the finals. Like, he is very close to being in the conversation for one of the greatest of all time. But man, he's a snoozer.
Huge snoozer.
Huge snoozer.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm going a different direction than I thought I would because I'm hoping maybe somebody will be around later. I'm gonna go with Mike Trout.
I have him on my board.
Super boring. Plays for a boring team. You know, I mean, he's amazing. He's a lot like Tim Duncan. His game is just unreal. Like the true 5-tool player, best player in Major League Baseball for at least a stretch of his career. Super boring. Nobody cares.
I think it's controversial to say that, and it's even like come up in the NBA in recent years, that leagues, especially locally or in our country, really celebrate American-born players. The NBA has a influx of international players that have taken over the league, and it's become this point of like, who's going to be the next great American-born player? Is it Anthony Edwards or whatever it is? Major League Baseball has a huge influx of South Americans, Central Americans, et cetera, Japanese now that have really taken over. Like, the great American player seems like it would be so easy to sell. The way Shohei is so easy to sell. Nobody cares about Mike Trout. No, he's in Los Angeles, Anaheim, but nobody cares about him because he is so boring.
So boring.
But he rules as a baseball player. But he's just not that exciting.
Mike Trout.
I think it's a good pick. I'll go with Russell Wilson. That dude is a snoozer.
He's dating a rock star.
I don't know if that's true.
Married
I don't
to
know
a
who
rock
she
star?
is. Whatever.
All right.
Russell Wilson's so boring.
I didn't even think of Rusty in this one. All right.
He should be cooler than he is. Seattle was cool when he was there. He's somehow the second coolest quarterback to win a Super Bowl at Seattle in the last 20 years now.
Okay. I'm going to go with who I was thinking of at number 2 and who actually might be the most boring athlete of all time, but I didn't think you'd take him. Roger Federer. Just dominated tennis.
That's totally fair.
For 15 years.
No controversy.
No controversy. He married his like high school sweetheart who's honestly kind of like, this sounds so mean, but kind of plain looking. She's not a World Cup wag. She's not a tennis wag. You know what I mean? Just kind of a normal gal. Apparently she was really good at
Brooke Shields.
Yeah, she was really good at tennis too and whatever. Just even when just rolling people on the tennis court, not even losing a set. It was even boring to watch because he was just so fundamentally good and had zero personality whatsoever. Like Djokovic isn't boring.
No, he's very fiery.
Federer Total snoozer.
Yeah, I was not a Federer fan because I think to me he represented the death of male American tennis. He put so much dirt on great American players that it's never bounced back, truthfully. So I didn't like him, I guess, for a point, or like I had a grudge against him because I loved Agassi. And I didn't like Sampras because Sampras was better than Agassi, but I loved Agassi. And then I was like, oh, at least I can get into the idea of an American winning. And now Americans just don't win in tennis anymore. And Federer started that.
Kind of.
He started that. So it's a good pick. I didn't have him on my list, but it's a great pick. I will go with Kirk Cousins. Because the most exciting thing he's ever done is walk off the field and say, you like that? Which I can't believe we've never used that drop for this, but.
Like that?
You like that? That's his thing. He's famous for that? He's the most boring person on the planet. That the most famous thing he did was point at a camera one time. But he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
So, whatever. He doesn't do it for me.
Okay, this is probably in the same vein as Roger Federer, and I'm trying to cast a wide net here.
Okay.
Maybe the best NASCAR driver of all time, Jimmy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was at the same time as Dale Earnhardt Jr., who had tons of personality, and what's his name, the Rainbow Warrior that everybody loved. And Jimmy Johnson just mopped the floor with all of them and was just a dude.
Nobody cared about him.
I mean,
he had fans. Obviously, he had fans. But yeah, like no personality.
My brother, who lives in outside of Aspen, brushes up with a lot of celebrity in that town. He said Jimmy Johnson is the most normalest of normal celebrities he's ever met. Just like like from size to personality to everything, just normal guy.
You like that?
You took Jimmy Johnson.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll go with Eli Manning, who's actually had a more enjoyable post-career as a personality than playing career.
See, I never found him boring. He was always the most entertaining of the Mannings. He was like when they hosted
You
SNL.
thought Eli was better than Peyton?
Interesting.
Interesting.
The
Okay.
like when they hosted SNL, Peyton was terrible.
I think
Eli
there was a
was the one
surprise
with
factor that Eli has a little more pizzazz than he presents.
So I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't
That's fair.
consider Eli.
That's totally fair.
I'm going to go outside the box for my final pick.
Okay.
And maybe this is one that'll give me no votes because I've got to explain it. But I'm going with Emmitt Smith.
Oh, great pick. I don't think you need to explain it all. You're welcome to. But as soon as you said it, I thought that makes total sense.
He wasn't flashy like Barry Sanders.
No, he wasn't particularly fun to watch.
He didn't have on a team full of cocaine addicts that wouldn't shut up. He was just the dude who showed up and played.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that flashy Dallas Cowboys team. He was anything but. He was going to get you 4 yards every time he touched the ball.
Yeah.
He was going to make the correct move, pick the right hole.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't Walter Payton stiff-arming people into the fifth row.
No,
He just got it done, boring style, boring guy.
In fact, I can't, like, you say Barry Sanders or whatever, it's flashy running backs. I can think of specific runs. Marshawn Lynch, the earthquake against the Saints, right? Dives backwards into the end zone. I don't know if there's like the Emmitt Smith run. The run.
Yep.
Bo Jackson dragging people into the end zone. You're right. It's 4 yards. It's the right play. Cool. Move the sticks.
And then became the NFL's all-time leading rusher by the end. And right down to kept every touchdown football. Every football he scored a touchdown with, he famously kept it. So he didn't spike or dance or anything.
Yeah,
he just
right.
ran
Just
to
ran back.
the equipment guy and handed him the football.
Yep.
Boring. All right.
Is that it?
Review.
No, you each have one more.
We each have one more.
We
I
each
thought.
have one
that's
more?
4 each.
Oh, okay.
All right. I will go with Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, super boring.
Super boring. No, it was funny that he got arrested. The funny thing of him getting arrested is because he's the most boring dude on the planet. That guy got arrested. That's what was funny. But Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. God, I gotta go one more. What to do, Ben? I thought I was all done. Let's see. All right, out of let's see. I'll go with, I don't even know if this guy is that boring, but I'm going to go with it anyway. I'll go with Dan Marino.
Okay.
Out of an era that had flashy quarterbacks and all that, he was just kind of boring. He went to the Super Bowl his rookie year or his second year?
Early on.
And then never won a dang thing
Yep.
after that. He threw for a ton of yards, and you look at his stats.
May have
and
been
you
the
go,
most talented of the group. Raw talent. May have been the most talented of the group.
But just
Yeah.
down in Miami.
Again, kind of the most exciting thing about him is that he was on Ace Ventura.
Right. Yeah,
Otherwise, not.
Otherwise, kind of a boring guy.
Has some incredible throws. Like, you can go back and watch his highlights. Yeah, you're like, oh, wow, that dude's arm talent was absurd. But you're right. Boring person. Okay. Christian, anyone we forgot? Or you want to recap first?
I'll recap first. Ben, you had the number 1 pick. You went Tim Duncan, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Eli Manning, Scotty Scheffler. Jake went Mike Trout, Roger Federer, Jimmy Johnson, Emmitt Smith, and Dan Marino. I really like the Kirk Cousins pick.
I never thought of Kurt as that boring.
I had Joe Flacco on my list, boring. Alex Smith, boring.
Alex Smith was kind of boring, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time boring. It worked for him. You know what? Quarterback being boring, good thing. Jerry Rice, boring. Jerry Rice could have been a good
we
pick
could have
there.
picked Jerry.
Jerry
is
was the
boring.
Emmitt Smith of receivers. He was more exciting than Emmitt Smith was. Credit to Jerry.
Well, Emmitt Smith was such a counter to the rest of his team because that team wasn't boring at all. But
Correct.
Emmett was super boring.
Larry Fitzgerald, pretty boring. Superstar.
Yeah.
But pretty boring dude.
That was a good draft. I like that.
Yeah, kind of fun.
All right.
Like that?
What's our not sports related draft?
Not sports today. In honor of the Odyssey, we are going to pick the 10 best Christopher Nolan movies.
Which he hasn't made thousands of movies. Now, are these are movies he directed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have anything he didn't direct.
All right. Is there an obvious number 1?
I think there probably is the best vote getter. But it might be the last one I vote. So if you strategically want to hold on to it, you can. It wouldn't be the last one I would vote or draft.
Honestly, it's his most popular movie, probably his best. I think it is the number 1, The Dark Knight.
Yeah. That's the one I think is the obvious number 1 pick, is the one I would not take. But
I like The Dark Knight.
no, The
What's
Dark
matter
Knight
with
is
The Dark
fun.
Knight?
I just think
you don't
it got
like what's his name?
so much. I do not love Aaron Eckhart in it. It just got so overblown, I thought. So anyways, whatever. It's good. Dark Knight's great. Heath Ledger's just unbelievable in it. Yeah, it's very good. It's a good pick. This has a very hard number 2. I don't know what the obvious number 2 is here. I will go with, I guess, give me Oppenheimer. I really liked Oppenheimer. I know you haven't seen it. I really enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie by any means. I don't know if Christopher Nolan's made a, quote, perfect movie, but I'll take Oppenheimer.
I will go with my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. However, not as good not as good the second time.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Memento.
Okay.
Guy Pearce.
Christian, have you seen Memento?
No, I'm working my way backwards in the Nolan chronology.
The canon.
Kind of funny you say that because the movie happens
That's exactly
backwards.
how the movie is.
Does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you know what the
Okay.
movie's about?
Sounds like time travel.
Guy Pearce has no short-term memory.
Okay.
So he has to get everything tattooed or written on
you
his
know
body.
what? I think I might have seen this actually.
To solve his wife's murder, and then the movie happens backwards.
That's pretty sick. I might go watch it.
Good the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you should see it. It's a part of his story, deservedly so. All right, I will go with Inception. I think Inception really works. I think Inception really does hold up, and is one that, after you've seen it once, could lose some of its luster, but I don't think it does. I think Inception's really good.
All right, I'm going to go with Dunkirk.
Kind of the Tim Duncan of movies.
It is not.
It's not going to blow your hair back.
It's not the swiftest war movie you've ever seen, but that whole story is really good, and he did a good job with it.
And technically, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the plane scenes are unbelievable. The beach scenes are unbelievable. Yeah. But it doesn't quite. It's not a drag race. It's a drag. More of a drag than a drag race. Yeah, great. All right, I will go with, this is not going to get me votes, but it is my favorite of the 3, Batman Begins. I really, really love Batman Begins with Ra's al Ghul and Christian Bale and kind of his genesis. I like his origin story more than I like The Dark Knight.
And you liked Tom Cruise's ex.
I did Katie Holmes more than Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Switched out the casting there.
Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. I really enjoy the movie. It like moves well for me. I think the pacing's really good. So
All right, I'm excited. I'm still getting this. Robin Williams as a bad guy? Yes, please. Insomnia.
this is a good movie.
It was a great movie, and he was good in it.
I like this more than Memento.
Insomnia?
Yes.
Okay.
I like Insomnia more.
I could, sure.
Christian, do you know what Insomnia is about?
No, I haven't seen this one
Al
either.
Pacino is in Alaska.
Yeah.
So it's during the Arctic hours. So the
sun doesn't go down.
The sun doesn't go down. So Al Pacino is chasing a serial killer and can't sleep because the sun never goes down. So he is wondering, am I losing my mind because I'm sleep deprived? Am I losing my mind because there's a serial killer? And it like really works. I think it really does work. Good pick.
I'll strap Dalton down. We'll watch it.
He'll like it. Good first memory. All right, I'll go with Interstellar. Yeah, Interstellar, big. I think I've only seen it twice. I've been meaning to rewatch it again for a long time. It's kind of an investment time-wise.
I'm really surprised it lasted this long.
Emotionally. Interstellar is really good. It has some people who really are not fans of it, but I did really, really like it. Timothy Chalamet is the kid in it. People don't really think about it as a Chalamet movie.
I haven't seen it, nor have I seen my next pick.
Nice. You didn't have to say that.
But
I'm pretend.
I'm going to go with Tenet. I know very little
that
about
movie
it.
Sucked. Yeah, you shouldn't pick that one.
Well, I recognize the name.
Tenet, the word is, what do they call it? Not onomatopoeia. What is it when it's the same front as backwards? I'm the English major here.
Yeah, right.
I've got a brain problem right now. Christian, look it up. But that's why, because the movie is about the ability to like...
Palindrome.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
Locke
you.
talks about that all the time.
It's a palindrome.
A man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Correct. The ability to manipulate time. But I've watched Tenet 3 times, and I don't know what Tenet's about, and that's a problem.
Well, I wasn't going to pick The Dark Knight Rises, so there you go.
Okay. Are we done? Do I have one more?
You have the last pick.
I guess I won't take The Dark Knight Rises either. You know what movie I don't like, but people are going to get mad at me if I don't take it? Is The Prestige. I don't think The Prestige works particularly well. It's about 2 competing magicians. It has Wolverine in it, Hugh Jackman, and it has Christian Bale in it. And it's just okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucks.
You've not seen it?
No.
Oh, it is. It's 2 competing magicians, I believe at the turn of the century. And David Bowie is in it as Tesla. Like like every Christopher Nolan movie, it has some real things that I'm like, wow, I've never seen this before on the screen. That's awesome. And then there's some stuff that I'm like, this is junk. This is not connecting with me at all. So,
review.
Jake, you had the number 1 pick. You went The Dark Knight, Memento, Dunkirk, Insomnia, and Tenet. Ben went Oppenheimer, Inception, Batman Begins, Interstellar, and The Prestige.
I'm surprised I got Interstellar as late as I have. But Jake hasn't seen it, so that makes sense.
Jake, you should watch it. I'll watch some of the movie. I'll watch all 7 of the movies on my list that you have assigned me. If
Watch
you watch
Insomnia.
Interstellar.
Watch Insomnia. That's really enjoyable.
We've only asked you to watch one movie. We've asked you to put the rest on hold until you see one particular movie. What's Interstellar about? Aliens?
No,
Would you believe it's about time travel?
The Earth is dying, so he needs to go find a new habitable planet.
But he has to leave on a spaceship, and he has to leave his kids behind, and because he's traveling at the speed of time, he is aging differently than his kids are. And it is very much about like what are you willing to sacrifice for humanity versus your own life.
And the ping pong guy's in it?
As a kid, it's like his
kid.
first big role. He's a very minor character.
Yeah. Is it Jessica Chastain? Who's the woman in it?
Yes.
Plays his daughter grown up.
Right.
Wasn't she Carla in Cheers?
Was Jessica Chastain Carla in Cheers? I don't think so.
No.
Anne Hathaway's in it.
Anne Hathaway's in it. Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's the lead.
The Princess Diaries gal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt Damon.
Kind of plays a bad guy.
I thought he was in a movie called Martian.
I just watched a clip today about how he almost turned down The Martian because he did Interstellar first, and it's a similar thing.
Man, these washed-up actors just make the same crappy movie over and over again, don't they?
Well, I'm excited to see The Odyssey this weekend.
Isn't he in it?
He's the star.
Oh. Okay. The Ford versus Ferrari guy?
Yes, sir.
Now, there's a movie I liked.
Okay.
And it has Christian Bale in it.
And it has, Matt Damon, as you were just talking about, the Ford versus Ferrari guy.
Yeah.
It is fun. Yeah, that's a fun movie.
All right. We'll have more Jake and Ben coming up next. Stay tuned. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Reason people go to the zoo. This is another edition of the Audio Vault with Jake and Ben. Jake and Ben on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Time for the Audio Vault, the best sound of the day. Today we go to the world of hockey and sports radio. Steve Yzerman has abruptly stepped down as the GM of the Detroit Red Wings. Well, a listener had a theory as to why he stepped down and called in to 97.1 The Ticket with that theory. Mm-hmm. You ready? Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Tim is next on 97.1. Hello, Tim.
There was a clip a few years back on TNT where they were interviewing Yzerman in between periods, and he basically said, without saying, he smokes a nice one, every once in a while to relax. Do you think maybe he was on Devil's Lettuce a little too much? He was a little too passive, perhaps.
What? What, think that they're high?
Do you think that was a factor?
No.
What? Do we think that Steve Yzerman struggled because he's a pothead? Is that what you just asked us? No. No, I don't. And did he admit that?
No,
I feel like if he admitted that, are you on the Devil's Lettuce? Are you the pothead? What?
All right. Well, there's that.
Well, there's that.
I do miss phone calls sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm glad we still have the voicemail.
Sadly, the term the Devil's Lettuce is one that will go away in our lifetime.
Well, I haven't heard it in a long time.
Correct. Yeah, right. I had basically forgotten about it entirely. There's a chance if this guy didn't call into, what is it, The Ticket? What did you say?
97.1.
The Ticket in Detroit, I may have never heard it again for the rest of my life. Thank goodness for that boomer still being around and still using that term and having reefer madness and being a little afraid of marijuana still, which, yeah, whatever. I'm not endorsing it or not endorsing it, whatever. But
put down the blunt, Steve, and make a trade.
Nobody, I didn't think that was still a fear people had. So I think he smokes too much weed, so he doesn't know how to trade Dylan Larkin. Maybe. Sure. I like the theory.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stoners make bad decisions or no decisions at all. I don't know if they correlate.
I do think a lot of business gets done in smoky rooms, and smoky is a bad word to use right now because I'm talking about cigar smoke over expensive whiskey or scotch or whatever.
Schnapps.
Yeah. 99 apples or whatever. In the back rooms where people are taking care of the good old boys. I do think business does still get done in some of those areas, on the golf course, whatever. So I think there is probably some inebriation sometimes that lubricates how the world moves along. I thought that happened a lot with the Big 12 expansion, actually, 5 or 6, 7 years ago before Utah joined the Big 12. However, I would be surprised if the reason why Detroit's having a hard time trading their star centerman is because Steve Yzerman is taking huge bong rips or something, whatever his ripple is.
Don't bother me. I'm watching cartoons.
Yeah, right. Ren and Stimpy's on.
Got my Fritos.
Yeah.
Hold on my calls for like an hour.
A nice one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a theory, though.
I do like that clearly that person has never seen marijuana in his life, the guy who called in. No one who's ever seen it or smoked it would call it a nice one. I know you don't know what you're talking about, which is fine. Good for you. You don't smoke. I would probably say don't, but I definitely say don't. But I do like the idea of somebody who has no idea what they're talking about, blaming the inability to trade a star player on Steve Yzerman, maybe at one point on an interview saying, yeah, I've partaken in medicinal marijuana.
Yeah, we have no idea if he actually said that.
You've never said it. The reaction of the host, though, by the way, A+. That's good. That's good radio stuff. That's good hosting.
A lot of awkwardness.
That's the type of reaction you want from your radio host.
If you are the GM of the Red Wings, I probably wouldn't talk about my marijuana use in the same way that do you really want the GM of your favorite team being like, oh, I'm drunk like half the day?
If we take artists off the table, and I don't mean painters specifically, I mean musicians, performers, actors, Seth Rogen, off the comedians, off out of the conversation. Who's the most successful marijuana smoker of all time? Like Don Nelson?
I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was smoking while coaching though.
I suspect he was, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe that was a different era.
It was a different era. Maybe that was post-career Don. He found that part of his life. Probably wouldn't be the first one, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know if there's like famous potheads who the joke is they're not Cheech and Chong.
No.
They're famous because they're potheads. There's not a lot of people who were like, yeah, he's very famous. Did you also know he's a pothead? Like, we seem to know that like about people of certain religions. It's like, he's also a Scientologist. It's like, you get to be a Scientologist if you want to. Or he was a huge alcoholic. That was his thing. We don't really say that about people who smoke.
No, it was a little more taboo back in the day.
Sure, absolutely, exactly right. Yeah, it was.
You found the TNT clip?
So the caller referenced an interview with TNT where he hints at it. Okay. And so I did some digging on Reddit, and this is the clip Yzerman talking with the TNT guys.
In your mind, what do you do in order to decompress when you get away from the rink and maybe enjoy yourself?
I can't be honest with that one.
So that's the hint.
That could have been anything.
That could have been anything.
That could have been anything. Now I'm a little worried that he's on PCP, actually, not weed.
Or it's like you should follow his car at night to figure out.
Right.
Like, is he the Zodiac killer?
Yeah, is he Banksy?
Yeah, right. You wouldn't believe this. World famous tagging artist. Banksy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't infer.
I love that interview, which is so benign, stuck with that caller forever. The first time Yzerman kind of had he hasn't done a good job as the GM or whatever he is of the Red Wings. They are kind of a disgrace right now of the NHL. But I love the idea that comment stuck with the listener or a Red Wings fan for so long that he could not wait to call up the ticket.
I had to tell him.
I heard he kind of alluded one time to maybe not being able to say what he does to relax off the ice, which could be truly any number of things.
Could be loitering.
You could be loitering for all we know.
Yeah, man. The worst kind.
Tanner Mangum, do you remember what his thing was off the floor or off the field? He wrote poetry. He may not want to tell you that right away. Well, good for Tanner. There's a lot of ways to relax. But no one's going to blame Tanner Mangum for his future failures because he writes poetry. I'm rooting for him, in fact.
That was funny. Good audio vault today.
Lettuce.
All right, more next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.